At CrossFit Lincoln, our passion is positively impacting and changing lives by creating a strong, brave, healthy community through education. We talk about nutrition, fitness, mindset, and more. From the Roro Flix studio, I'm Aaron Perkypile with Phil Kniep and Emily Breedy. Hey everybody, welcome to CrossFit Lincoln Connection. I'm Aaron Perkypile, and we're here at the Roro Flix studio. It's my honor to introduce you to Beth Anne, who is our September 2021 Athlete of the Month. Welcome, Beth Anne.
Hi.
So, Beth Anne, if it's all right with you, what I'd like you to do is just kind of tell me how you ended up at the gym. Kind of how'd you get to here where you're at today?
So it actually was thanks to COVID and quarantine, actually, which is ironic. My friend Mark Geist invited me to work out in his driveway during quarantine because my gym was kind of shut down and they weren't doing a lot. So I was like, man, I just mentioned to him one day when I was hanging out, I was like, man, my exercise game is just not great anymore. And he was like, hey, you should just come work out in my driveway with me. And like right now we're doing Zoom classes and the coaches probably wouldn't really care if you like just joined a few classes and check it out. And I was like, okay. I think this was like mid-March. It was a couple weeks. I remember it was only a couple weeks before the Murph happened because I remember doing the Murph for the first time with him during quarantine, and that was rough. And so I just kind of started working out with him like almost every day in his driveway, just doing modified things with the materials we had. And then once things started opening back up, I was like, man, I really just need to quit my other gym and just go to CrossFit. And that's what I ended up doing. And then I've been there ever since. So.
Now, had you come to any like Saturday classes before that?
Yeah, they had invited me. So I'd gone to the, like, when you guys did the, like, free Saturday classes, I'd come to a few now and then. But I still thought, honestly, I was like, this is like a cult. This is for crazy people, like, that really like cardio and all this stuff. Like, I had no idea, like, really what it was all about. Like, I just thought it was some crazy cult, like, you know, it's CrossFit. I mean, that's what you hear. You're like, it's CrossFit. They do intense like workouts and cardio. And I was like, yeah, that's not for me. But then I realized, I was like, it's so much more than that. And then, yeah. So, and I did a few of the Saturday, but those are like hero workouts. So I was always like, these are insane. So it was kind of hard to gauge, but then when I started doing it with Mark, then I was like, going, okay, this is not as crazy as I thought it would be.
Yeah. What was the biggest surprise to you once you got back into the gym?
I think for me, the biggest surprise is like I've always had a hard time being consistent. Like with a workout regime, like I'll start and I'll like go really gung-ho and I'll like do it and then I'll kind of peter out and then I'll like get excuses. We're like, oh, I'm just really tired after work. I'm not even gonna work out today or that. And I'm also a type of person that I am not good with figuring out what to do on my own. I'm much more, you tell me what to do and I'll do it. So when I started doing CrossFit, I was really surprised at how consistent I was and how like when I actually had to miss working out at the gym, how much I missed it or was like, oh, dang it, I really don't want to have to miss today, but I have to just because of scheduling stuff. But I never really felt that before with any other exercise like routine that I'd done. So I was like kind of surprised. I was like, huh, this is cool. I mean, it was like a good surprise. It was like, this is really kind of cool that I'm actually wanting to work out every day. And I enjoy it, even though I probably complain a lot during the workouts, but I enjoy it. So
yeah. So kind of in that vein, this summer we had our Committed Challenge, June and July. Yeah. And tell me a little bit about that, how that went for you.
Well, as I said, like Mark Geist and I, we have become like, he's one of my best friends, but also we've become like workout buddies. So we really push each other to be consistent. And like when I work out, he works out. Like we figure out our schedules. And so we both were like, you know what? We are going to make this work. Like we are going to get that Committed t-shirt. Because I got the one for the winter months for November, December, but that's like only 2 months. And this one I was like, okay, this is like over 3 months. And you know, summer can be crazy, but he and I we're like, we're going to do it. Like, even with Royal Family Kids Camp, having a week off, not doing it, and like me going home towards the end of July to visit my family, I just was like, I did the workouts. Like, I would log it. I would just do it on my own at my parents' place and just use what I had and modify. But I did it just to be like, because I was like, I'm gonna get that t-shirt, and it's just, as I said, I like being consistent. So yeah,
that's awesome. It takes a lot of commitment, especially when you're traveling, to keep up the workout regimen, right?
Yeah, it does.
Tell me a little bit about how have things changed. What's changed for you from when you started, either physically or mentally? Like, what's changed for you since you started?
I've noticed that, especially like after working out, I tend to have a lot more energy. I've noticed like my body composition like is a little changed. Like, I can't always see it, but I know people are like, you're always looking so good. Like, and I can tell like certain things I wear. I'm like, oh yeah, I can like see more muscles here, and like toning that and I was like, I even have like abs now that I didn't have before. But so things like that. But I also was like, I'm a lot stronger than I thought. Because like, I never thought like I'd be able to lift like 150 pounds or near 200 pounds. Like, and I think my highest deadlift that I've done like on a really good day was like 245. I did a 1 rep max, and I was like, never thought I would be able to do something like that. And like, I just surprised myself with how like being consistent, how much my body has changed and how much stronger I am. And like things that when I started CrossFit going like, yeah, I'll never even be close to doing that. And now I'm like getting closer and closer to doing things like toes to bar and things like that. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Now, you're a school teacher.
I am.
You teach kindergarten.
Yep.
You just told me it's your 6th year teaching kindergarten. Have you seen any way that CrossFit or working out has affected yourself in the classroom?
I think, as you know, like kindergarten is a lot of little 5 and 6 year olds that have a ton of energy. And I noticed that I tend to have more energy and like more stamina, like even teaching, like I'm more energetic, I feel like, in my teaching. And I have like just, I can do things a lot more and not get so bogged down and tired. And I think part of it is because I work out daily and have that. So
yeah. Has it like from a nutrition standpoint, has anything changed for you?
I'm trying. Like, that's like the one thing that I'm still like working on, but I do feel like I'm more conscious of like what I'm eating, and I try to eat healthier, like, and make sure like I have like do protein shakes after workouts and like things, or make sure I get protein, especially like after working out and things like that. But also just trying to eat, more healthy just in general, and I think I do meal prep a bit more because I'm like, okay, I'm seeing things at the gym with working out. Now I just need to pair that with my nutrition as well. So
sure. What time of day do you usually work out?
I usually do the 4:30 class because being a school teacher, that's kind of the best fit. Like sometimes I'll do the noon class if I have a day off or something.
Sure.
But usually the afternoon evenings is when I usually work out, and then Saturday mornings.
Yeah. Have you found it hard to go to the gym after being at work all day?
Actually, I just make myself go. Like, I literally, because a lot of times, like where I live, like going past the gym is kind of like, I would have to kind of go past the gym anyway to get home. So I'm like, I'm just going to make a beeline and go to the gym before I get to go home. Like, there are some days that it's difficult and I'll get to the gym and I'm like, I'm so tired. I don't want to do this. But then once I start working out and stuff, then I'm like, okay, I'm glad I'm here. And then by the end of it, I'm like, okay, I'm glad I, sucked it up and went and did it. So
this year we did Murph in the Rail Yard.
Yeah.
And you killed it. You killed it.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised at how well I did at the Murph, because I remember like Marky was like, yeah, from the first time you did the Murph to this time, it was like, yeah, it was crazy. I think one of my proudest moments was like, I told Mark, was like the first mile. Okay, like running, not my thing. I hate running, but I've gotten better at it and I push myself a little bit more. But like when I was growing up, middle school, high school, running the mile was like the worst part of my gym experience
Right.
because I could never do it. Like do it in 10 minutes or less. I'm like, yeah, I could never do it. And I could never like just run the entire time.
Sure.
Always had to walk. I was always probably one of the last kids to finish the mile. It was just not my thing. But I remember looking at the clock coming around on our last 400 or whatever it was, coming around the fourth time or however many times you do it, and looking at the clock and seeing that we, like Mark and I got the first one. I think it was like 8 something or like 9 something. So it was under 10 minutes. And I was like, that has never happened. Like, and I ran the whole time. Like I didn't walk.
Yeah.
I didn't like walk fast. Like we ran the entire time. And I was like really proud of myself for that. Cause I was like,
That's
I
awesome.
never thought I would run a mile in under 10 minutes. And I did.
Yeah. How did you break up Murph this year?
Mark and I, we did like 20 rounds. So I can't remember exactly, but we did it. It sounds like a lot of rounds, but I think he and I were like, that was really smart because I think it was like we did like 15 squats and then like 15. I did, because I still can't do like pull-ups yet. So I did ring rows and then push-ups. Like we said like 10 push-ups or how, I don't know exactly how we broke it up, but we broke it up enough that it was 20 rounds to get the entire 3 things. And I think he and I both were like, that was like the smartest move for us because like we never got like totally exhausted or fatigued with our muscles because we broke it down so much. It just seemed like a lot of rounds when we initially started. We're like, this is a lot of rounds. But it actually like kind of just helped us chip away and take those small increments because it just helped push us more. But we also like didn't get so tired. So like we could actually get through the rounds a little bit quicker.
Yeah. What's your favorite kind of workout? Do you like that longer Murph style workout? Do you like something short, something in between?
I like things that don't have running or burpees. You can ask Paul or Austin or any of the coaches, like if there are running or burpees involved, I'm like, I hate those workouts. I'll do them, but I will complain about them the entire time. I really like, I don't know. It's some days like I would used to say probably that I really liked heavy weightlifting workouts, but now I think it's kind of a combination of both. Like I like some of the days when we do things just like rowing or wall balls or like jump roping and things. But I think some of my favorite workouts are ones that involve like deadlifts because I really like deadlifts. But like I also am like getting better at like toes to bar. So like anytime I can like do better, like this last weekend we did a hero workout. There's toes to bar, and Paul and Mark had me try the rings to do it, and I got about, according to Mark, I got about a foot away from touching the rings. So
awesome.
I was like, that's pretty, like I was like, that's, for me, that's really awesome because I was like, I think that's the closest I've gotten to doing that, and so I'm like, that's pretty exciting for me. So.
Yeah. So is toes to bar one of those things you've seen the biggest progress in?
I think so, because my kipping used to not be great, and like I used to not like. I mean, it just took everything for me to like just do knee raises, like to get them and consistently get them high, the knee raises high enough to actually be considered like a knee raise. So like being able to like actually do that kipping and like kip far enough where I can lift my toes because I have very long legs. So it's like I got a lot more oomph to put up there. But like being able and people telling me like, you're only like a foot away is like really kind of cool because that also helps me, be like, okay, like I am doing things and I am like working, like things are working, like it is working, my consistency is working.
Yeah, absolutely. What's kind of that next goal? You've been here for about a year and a half. Where would you like to be another year and a half from now?
My next goal, like that I'm kind of working on, and I talked with Paul because he's my like goal coach, is doing a pull-up, like doing a strict pull-up. Like that's kind of my next goal because I'm like, okay, I'm getting closer and closer to toes to bar, not quite there, but like getting closer and closer to having like that pull-up. Like I can do it like a tiny bit, not a lot. But like I can kind of get up there a little bit more than I usually do, but that's kind of my next goal for like the rig at least. Is to get that strict pull up.
Now, you said that you kind of saw CrossFit as a cult before you started. Now you're a part of the cult.
Yep.
What are your family, friends outside of CrossFit? What do they say?
My family, my parents especially, like they they were really proud of me when I said, "Hey, I'm athlete of the month." And they're like, "That's really cool." I mean, and they're very like impressed cuz they see me, as I said, like even when we were still doing Zoom classes, kind of like the hybrid where you could come in person or you could still Zoom in. Anytime like over Thanksgiving, like in Christmas, I would actually Zoom in. Like I would talk to the coaches and be like, "Hey, can I zoom in at this time?" And I would modify the workouts and use what I had around to do it and the space that I had. But they would see me, my family would see me like work out, like, and they would always say like, "It's just so impressive that you're still working out even when you're here." And like even this summer when I went home, I would go work outside in the heat.
Yeah.
And that was rough because there were some days that was really hot, but I still did it. Like I still did the workout outside, and they would just be like, that's just so impressive that like you're still like, they just were impressed how consistent I was, and that even though I was visiting them, I was still doing something. And then even my dad always says, he's like, "Look at how big your arms are." And I'm like, they have more muscle, but like, they're like, "You're looking so good." And I think they're really super proud. And that I think they're just happy that I found something that I can consistently do and that I actually enjoy doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So. You have brothers or sisters?
Nope, just me.
Yeah? And where's home? You said you're going back
Scotts
home.
Bluff, Nebraska.
So way out west.
Yep, way out west.
Even getting the fitness out in the bluffs.
Yep, exactly.
I love it. You talked. So you have your next upcoming goal, strict pull up. Could you, when you started, what were kind of some of your goals when you first started?
Well, being consistent was a big one, but also just really getting the routines down, like working on getting the lifts done like correctly in a safe way, like, and just pushing myself a little bit more, like with things like push-ups and sit-ups and stuff, like, and even like jumps, like box jumps, because like starting off I could only do step-ups, but now I can actually jump up on a 20-inch box.
Wow, that's awesome.
Which pretty consistently, and that's, I mean, I think that were my goals, was just, but the big one was like being consistent and being like, you're paying for this, so make it worth your while.
Yeah.
And I think I've accomplished that so far.
Yeah. So this summer, and I don't know how long you've worked with Royal Family Kids Camp. Yeah. How many summers have you worked with them?
This was my first year.
Okay.
This was my first official year, because I was actually supposed to, technically, if you want to be technical, it's my second year, but COVID hit my first official year, so we only did like a caravan thing, so I didn't actually get to experience Royal Family Kids Camp. But so this was my very first year. Yeah.
So let's give them a little shout out. Tell us a little bit about what Royal Family Kids Camp is. I know it's something that the gym has supported over the years, and so just let us know a little bit about that.
Mark and Stephanie Geist, Stephanie is the director of it, and so that's how I kind of got roped into it. And it's just a camp, a week-long camp for kids elementary age, to just get a lot of love and to like learn about Jesus and how much God and they love, how much he loves them. And it's for kids in the foster system who've been through a lot, like abuse, neglect, that kind of stuff. So it's just a week for them to be able to be kids, have fun, be around people and adults that are a positive influence, and showing that like, like not everybody in your life is always going to be bad. Like, and not every adult you encounter is going to hurt you or leave you or neglect you. Like, there are adults in here that care about you and can help you just feel safe and be a kid for a week. Mm-hmm. And so we just do lots of activities. Like, you're constantly on the go, like all over the place. You play in the mud, you get wet, you get dirty, it's just a lot of fun. It's like a camp. It's a big camp for kids to just have a lot of fun.
Awesome. So were you a counselor this year?
Actually, I was a staff member, but I wore a lot of hats. Like I helped the counselors, like when I was a part of a teen group, and like I helped them with some of their kiddos and stuff if they needed help. I did the drama, so like they do little skits for the kids, and I was part of that. And I just kind of did what they call Breakfast Club, which is teaching the Word of God and stuff to the kids and helping them like learn how to read their Bible and how to look things up. So yeah, that's kind of what I did this summer. So
you said Steph and Mark roped you in, but it doesn't sound like it was that hard of of an arm twist.
No, because I'm a school teacher, and it's always been kind of on my radar to want to do something like that. And then when I became really good friends with Steph and Mark, like it just was really easy to be like, okay, I'll do it. Like I want to help those kids because they deserve lots of love and caring too.
So how could we support Royal Family Kids Camp or be a part of that? Do you know? I'm putting you on the spot right now.
Well, I know that there is it the bi-week blitz? I think that partner competition thing that's coming.
Yeah, October 23rd.
There you go. I know I believe is a fundraiser for Royal Family Kids Camp. Yeah. So you could sign up for that. I think you have till the 6th, which is Wednesday, to sign up and get a partner. And it can be, I think, boy, girl, boy, whatever. And you don't have to have the same fitness levels because Mark and I don't, and we signed up. And we make it work for the two of us. But yeah, you can do that. You can always donate. Like I know Steph and Mark are always willing to take donations anytime throughout the year to help with finances. You could also talk to Mark and Steph if you want to volunteer for next summer. Like if it's something you're like, hey, I'd really like to do that and help those kind of kiddos, talk to them. They love to talk to you about it and kind of get you on the right path of what you might need to do for that following summer. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. What would you tell yourself looking back when you started working out in the front yard in Mark's driveway? What did he tell you that kind of encouraged you to show up?
He just helped make me be consistent. And he kind of showed me that I was capable of more than I thought I could. But I think it also helps to find that kind of workout buddy. Because I know sometimes it's just hard, especially if you don't know a lot of people and stuff. Like, it's just hard to be consistent and want to go when you just feel like you have not any connections. And I would say that's the other nice thing about CrossFit. I feel like once I got back into the gym, like I really only knew Mark and Paul, like, because I saw him on Zoom and stuff, but I didn't really know a lot of the other people. But I think now I have a lot of good friends, relations within CrossFit. And I never felt like coming into the doors that I was like an outsider, that I was like, oh, it's a new person. Like, you know how you feel sometimes with people when you come into the gym, it's like, oh, it's a New Year's resolution. Like you're coming into the gym. Like they were just, you guys, everybody has always been so welcoming and encouraging. And that's another thing I feel like has been so nice, is just having that encouragement of where you're at. Like that was the other thing, like with Mark in the driveway, he always encouraged me. Even when I was like, well, I really suck at this. Like, I can't hardly do anything. I'm like lifting only 10-pound dumbbells, like, or I can't even run 100 meters without like walking halfway right now. Like, he helped me see that I could like modify things to still push myself, but still be able to achieve something within that workout. And then he was always encouraging. Paul was always encouraging. And then coming into the gym, as I said, like everybody else was encouraging. And like nobody, I feel like, belittles you or like is like, oh, you can't do a pull-up or something. Like they like encourage you where you're at. Like, and they're there to help you. And they even sometimes some people that have been there longer, like they'll give you good advice, be like, hey, try doing this. Like this is what I did to get here. And I think that's great.
Yeah. What would you tell somebody's listening right now and they're like, I don't know, I'm still on the fence. What would you tell them?
I would say come and try it. Like I was on the fence for a long time. As I said, I felt like CrossFit was a cult and it was for crazy people, like those crazy fit athletes, like that just really liked exercise. I was like, that's CrossFit. But it actually is a lot different. And I just think too, like, come talk to one of the coaches. Like, they will help you modify, as I say, modify the workout that best fits you. Like, if you're like, I really haven't worked out in years, but it's like, they'll help you, like, walk you through the exercise that we're doing or the workout that we're doing that day, and they'll help you be able to achieve it, like, however, wherever you're at, like, and nobody will like think twice about it if you're like modifying it. Like, I think you just need to just come and try it. And, like, you know, I mean, if you don't like it and you're like, I tried it, it's not for me, you know, that's okay. But at least you can say you at least tried it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Beth Anne, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I've been super pumped to see your consistency. I remember Mark talking about, yeah, my friend Beth Anne started coming to Zoom classes, and then I know I had seen you in the gym a couple times on some Saturdays, and then to see you over the last year and a half, just, you know, kicking butt, and more importantly, like, especially this summer, I would see, and you're like, I'm getting that shirt, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it. I know Mark and I are gonna be gone a couple times, but we're gonna do it. And so, kudos to you, and congrats on September Athlete of the Month. Yep, wear it proudly. Any parting words for the people out there before we take off?
Just have fun. Like, go into CrossFit and just have fun. Like, I think that's the other thing. I think we tend to have a lot of fun when we work out. Like, and that's what makes it a great time. Is just have fun with it. Like, don't worry about where you're at. Like, just go in, do what you need to do, and just have fun with it, and just know that you're doing something for yourself.
I love it. Thanks, Beth Anne.
Yeah,
thanks everybody for checking us out, and we will see you all next time on CrossFit Lincoln Connections.